Most people believe becoming wealthy requires intelligence, perfect timing, or the ability to predict the next big investment before everyone else. But the truth is far stranger than that. In fact, the people who usually build the most wealth are often the ones doing the least. Pictures, two friends, starting life at the exact same point. Same age, same future, same opportunities. The first guy becomes obsessed with money every morning, starts with finance podcast, stock market news, and checking investment apps before he even gets out of bed. He jumps into trending stocks because social media says they are exploding. He panics during market price crashes, sells at the worst possible time, then rushes back in after prices recover. Over the years, he spent thousands of hours trying to outsmart the market. The second person takes a completely different approach. One quiet weekend, she opens a simple investment account, buys a low-cost index fund, set up automatic monthly contributions, and then goes back to living her life. While everyone else is stressing about recessions, crypto crashes, and scary headlines, she barely checks her account at all. Decades later, the difference between them is shocking. The first investor worked harder, researched more, and constantly stayed informed. But the second investor quietly ended up with far more money, not because she was lucky, but because she understood one thing most people never fully grasp. Wealth grows best when it's left alone. The secret behind this is compound growth over a long period. The stock market has historically returned around 10% annually at first. The growth feels painfully slow. A few years pass and your money barely seems to move. Most people quit during this time because it feels like nothing is happening. But compounding is deceptive. The real growth happens later. When your returns begin earning returns of their own, a single $10,000 investment left untouched for decades can snowball into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Add even small automatic monthly contributions, and the numbers become enormous. Not because of genius investment skills, but because time quietly does the heavy lifting. The problem is that most people never stay invested long enough to experience that explosion. They get distracted chasing trends. They try timing the market. They sell during recessions because fear takes over. Then they buy back in only after prices recover. The cycle repeats over and over. History shows this happens constantly. During every major market crash, headlines convince people the world is ending. In 2008, people thought the financial system was collapsing forever. In 2020, panic spread so quickly that markets crashed in weeks. Millions sold their investments out of fear, but the investors who stayed calm and kept investing during the chaos were the ones who benefited most. When the markets recovered, that's why even some of the world's greatest investors recommend simplicity over complexity. Warren Buffett has repeatedly argued that most people are better off owning a simple S&P 500 index fund than trying to pick winning stocks. Because over long periods, even professional fund managers usually fail to outperform the markets itself. And the biggest reason is human behavior. People think investing is about intelligence, but it's usually about emotions. Fear destroys more wealth than bad investments ever could. The more often people check their portfolios, the more likely they are to make emotional decisions that hurt them. That's why the lazy strategy works. So you automate your investments, buy diversified index funds, and stop reacting to every headline. Instead of constantly trying to win the game, you simply stay in the game longer than everyone else. But there's another side to this story that almost nobody talks about. Investing alone will not save you. If your lifestyle keeps draining your future, expensive car payments, unnecessary debts, oversized houses, lifestyle inflation, these things quietly steal the money that should have been compounding. For decades, many people earn good incomes, but never build wealth because every rise immediately disappears into a more expensive lifestyle. Real wealth is usually built quietly. It's built by avoiding unnecessary financial traps, living below your means, and consistently investing even when it feels boring. The people who succeed are rarely the flashiest or the loudest, they are simply patient enough to let time work for them. In the end, the biggest investing advantage isn't secret knowledge or perfect timing, it's the ability to stay calm while everyone else panics. Because the market rewards patience far more than effort. The smartest financial decision you can make is doing absolutely nothing. For more financial tips, do well to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.